Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica to Expert. So, since last episode, I have done a little bit of work on this floor. I brought some machines up, nothing major in this area. Over here, I opened this area up a little bit, and we're going to be working in here a little bit today. All this beautiful stone. It's not going to stay smooth stone, promise. And then if we come back through here, we have, I've been working on this area a little bit. And this is kind of like display cases. So right there we have like nano suit, and then right here is going to be the dark armor from Ender.io. Flux armor over here from Thermal. Over here is going to be an extra suit of Quantum. And then if we continue on back, we have the dragon armors. I don't have the leggings on these. This is the silver. And then I'm missing the blue armor entirely. I haven't found any blue scales. Then over here for the fire dragons, we have all of them. Those are done. Completely done. So I've got those kind of put back there. Those are quartz fixtures from Applied Energistics. Just above them, kind of as like display lights. And then if we continue on back, we have our bed right here. And over here is going to be our study area. And this is actually going to open up, so we kind of have like a glass window right there. And then over here, this is going to be like our treasury, where like our really good stuff goes, right? That we don't have in general storage. Kind of like our artifacts and all that. And then I'm going to do trophies down through here, like the Twilight Forest and different skulls and things like that. Just kind of things that would qualify as trophies. So we kind of have like our own little personal area to kind of hang out and stuff. So I've been working on that quite a bit. Since last episode. So anyways, what we're going to be doing today is we are going to continue on with Immersive Engineering. My plan is we're going to get into Immersive Engineering today. Next episode, we're going to get into something different. Not going to say what it is. And then the following episode, we are going to start getting into magical mods for a little bit. Then we'll come back to tech after a bit, and we'll get into power. Power will be our next agenda for tech. And then we'll spread out into more immersive engineering, more forestry, and more of magic and the other things that we're going to be doing in this phase of mods. So anyways, the wood farm has been running beautifully. It's been running great, I've got to say. So what we're going to do is, let's see, first up in immersive engineering, let's go ahead. We've actually got some quests in nuclear craft that we could go ahead and unlock. So, because like this is complete already, the gate. If you recall, we completed that a while back. Do we want to go ahead and start with that, maybe? Because right here, it's just, there's a welcome quest. We're not going to be doing nuclear craft this episode, but we might as well go ahead and knock out, open up these quests. So this over here just talks about the mod. It leads to draconic evolution. It's massive power, blah, blah, blah. So let's go ahead and detect and claim. And there we go. And we have begun the nuclear craft quest line. And then next up, we have a quest here for basic plating. We've already done that before. Let's go ahead and grab our loot chest and claim. And then next up we have a quest for the advanced plating we've done. I'll just have to pop down there and get it. The manufactory, we've done that. And we're going to get 10 experience levels. So we'll go ahead and claim that. Let's see, the machine interface, the salt mixer, alloy furnace right here. We've done this. Let's go ahead and get that loot chest. And there we go. And I think the platings we've done as well. Actually, it's showing this one is done now. And we'll go ahead and grab that loot chest. These, of course, have all come from exploration. And then the DU plating, we've done that. And then the elite plating, we've done that. Of course, we're going to have to craft more of those, but we have found them through exploration. Fission fuels, fission controller, okay. A lot of machines within nuclear craft. So just a heads up. Alright, so loot chest time. What do we got? First up, we have an eye chisel. Next up, we have a Phosic resonator from Astro Sorcery. That will be useful. Then next up, we have another cooking table. Not useful at all. We now have 3 cooking tables. And then next up, we have 16 pieces of mycelium. We've also gotten that one before. And then lastly, we have 2 hardened casings from forestry. That will be somewhat useful before too long. Let me go dump off this stuff real quick. And actually, out of curiosity, can we scan the hardened casing? Because a lot of like the machine frames and stuff we can scan. Yes, we can scan hardened casings. That's actually kind of nice because if you take a look, I mean, that's what it takes to craft it through the carpenter, and then it takes all of this stuff to make sturdy casings. So depending, we'll check here in a second, we'll take a look at the UU matter cost. That might be really nice, actually. And actually the Phosic resonator, since it's nighttime, do we have any... Well, the sun's going to be coming up here in just a second, but I was kind of wondering if we had any fields around here, but since the sun's coming up, I'm just going to wait, and I'll check that here in just a little bit. Okay, so anyways, now that that stuff's done, now that we've cleared out a big chunk of that quest line, let's take a look at Immersive Engineering. This is where the rest of our episode's going to be focused on. So first up, let's go ahead and knock out the Engineer's Workbench. This thing is actually pretty cheap. Pretty cheap and pretty standard craft, but we do need to get this. I did make up some more treated wood. We have over 5 stacks now. Let me go ahead and just grab a bunch of this because we are going to need it today. And let's go ahead and get this thing crafted up. There's treated wood fences, and then we're going to need a crafting table. See, I did boost the storage on these, so we have 82 stacks of wood at the moment. It's still going up, but it actually goes up pretty quick. But I did have to boost the size of it for what it cleared out because it was basically piling up on leaves. So there we go. Time to tinker advancement, and that quest is done now. Oh, well. There we go. Let's go ahead and grab our loot chest. And let's see what we got. Hopefully it's something Immersive Engineering related. No, we got Resonant Filters. That's actually kind of good. We got 8 of them. That's actually pretty good for whenever we get into the thermal item ducts. Because Resonant Filters, they filter quite a bit. And pretty well, to say the least. Okay, so next up, let's go ahead and clear out this quest section. We're not actually going to be using the blast furnace or the improved blast furnace, but we are going to make an arc furnace, and you have to have the improved blast furnace to make that. We're not going to make it this episode, but we are going to do that. So we might as well go ahead and clear this section out, just really quick, I think. So the blast furnace, we're going to need like 27 of these, and they're just nether bricks, bricks, and blaze powder. So we should have plenty of that stuff. See, I'm going to run these blaze rods through this. We'll have plenty, but I don't have a whole lot. I mean, this is all my blaze rods right here. But the macerator, we can get 5 times on that, so. I love these IC2 machines with overclockers. And the thing is, I mean, they're not even full speed at the moment. Like, they could be faster if we wanted them to be. And we will. Especially the ones that are automated. Those are gonna get a lot faster. Alright, and then I need to run some netherrack and some clay and start getting some bricks and some nether bricks. And then, while that stuff's running, the improved blast furnace is standard. It just requires steel. And so we're going to need 27 pieces of steel to fully upgrade all of these. So, what we're going to do, let's just get, let's see, steel. We're just going to grab 3 blocks of steel, and then we'll throw all the rest in there. And that's going to give us just enough steel plates for this. So we'll just run those through the block cutting machine. Look at that speed. Alright, steel plates are done. That easy. Okay, so let's go ahead and make the blast bricks that we can. Okay, we should have enough, actually, to make the blast bricks. So one more craft. There we go. And quest complete, blast furnace. And we'll go ahead and take a loot chest. And then just really quickly, we'll take the blast bricks, the steel plates. We'll upgrade those into reinforced blast bricks, and quest complete. Go. Oh, we need 2 blast furnace preheaters as well. So we are going to have to get that. This is just external heater. Okay, we're going to have to get into that. Okay, we'll come back to that here in just a second. We will. It won't take very long. And from that, we got 2 growth accelerators. Okay. What's the recipe for those in this pack, by the way? Mana diamonds, crystal growth accelerators, blocks of inferium and prudentium. So they're really not that expensive. But it is kind of nice to get those early in like that. Because for us at the moment, they are expensive. Sort of. Okay, so what we're going to do, before we get into that, I wish we quit doing that. let's see, the blueprints, it says we've got that for the crafting components. Let's go ahead, detect, and grab our loot chests. I think I got those from exploration as well. You can find those. We got 8 General Tso's chicken. Alright. Okay, yeah, I don't have the crafting components blueprint, but I do have specialized projectiles and arc furnace electrodes. Which I'm assuming that it probably counted one of those. Those are actually the only 2 that cannot be crafted, though. So I'll take it. I'd rather have those than anything else. So we can actually craft these other 3 that we need. And so we're going to do that. Okay, and we can knock through this stuff. There is steel. It's funny starting Immersive Engineering when you already have a lot of steel. Because it's like, steel is supposed to be like the big thing that kind of gates it. And it's just like, whatever. We'll just roll right through this stuff. There's metal press mold. And there is common projectiles mold. Because of course we are going to be making a revolver because it's pirate style. Pirates should have a revolver. I don't know if we'll make it this episode or not. It'll probably be the next Immersive Engineering episode. Because we've already got quite a bit to cover this episode. Okay, so let's go ahead and just set up our Engineer's Workbench. And we're going to put this, for right now, we're just going to put it like right here. This room has to get all done entirely. It's actually not going to have great wood on the inside of this room. And the same is true for the AE2 room and the nuclear craft room as well, or like the power room. Okay, so now that that's done, the next quest here is making the metal press molds. And they want us to make these 4. Now this one, regrettably, I actually don't need this one. Because we've got IC2. We don't need to make plates through. I mean, I know that the metal presses in this pack are very, very fast. But I know that they're also not as fast as a very well overclocked block cutting machine. So, actually, this being useful, not so much. Because whenever we automate, we're not going to be automating with metal presses. But I will craft it for the quest. But we are going to use 4 presses. We're going to use gear, rod, wire, and bullet casings. Will be the 4 that we actually use. So, let's go ahead and make our metal presses. And if we take a look here, I believe these are all pretty basic. Steel plates makes the plate cutting. And then we need engineer's wire cutters. Gear is the same way, 5 steel plates. Rod, 5 steel plates. Casing, 5 steel plates. Wire, 5 steel plates. So altogether we're going to need 25 steel plates, and we're going to need a set of engineer's wire cutters, which I don't believe that the craft actually consumes. It shouldn't. So we just basically have to craft those and get them, ready. I think I actually might have some steel plates. I've got 21 steel plates, so I was going to make some more and put it through the block cutting machine, but I'll just grab 4 steel ingots. Iron ingot, and a couple sticks. So there's our engineer's wire cutters. And then we'll pop down here, metal former, and go. Okay, so now we're all set. I mean, we can, honestly, the immersive engineering stuff, since we've already got a lot of steel, and I've got more steel running and all that good stuff, we can pretty much just kind of roll on through this stuff. So we'll go ahead and drop those into there. We want a plate press. We want a gear press, we want a rod press, we want bullet casing press, and we want a wire press. And we should get a quest update here in just a second. Detect. There we go, that's completed. And we get another loot chest. And from this loot chest we get 64 razor wire. That is the 3rd time that we've gotten that quest reward. And I'm going to put that down there because we actually don't really need that ever again. Because these presses actually don't do anything. At least they're not listed in recipes. They may pack and unpack, but the thing is you can pack and unpack already within this pack. So it's not so useful. And we'll just put these, the plate one we're not going to use. But we'll just put those away. Okay, so next up, I mean look at that, we've cleared through a lot of this. Our next objective is I want to get a metal press going. And for the metal press, we're actually going to get 4 of them. We're going to go ahead and make 4 metal presses. And for this should all be standard within this pack. So we're going to need to get ourselves 4 pistons. There's those. And then we are going to need to get steel scaffolding. Okay, now we're actually going to need 8 pieces of steel scaffolding. And this, within this pack, you do have to do it, standard recipe with the steel rods. However, steel rods, until we get a metal press going, we're going to have to craft it like this. With a piston, a steel plate, block of redstone, and craft it. It's probably the most bizarre recipe I've ever seen, but it beats just being able to craft them with, what was it, the cutters or the hammer or something. I'm not for sure if this is going to consume it. And we're going to need six of the rods. So let's go ahead and get 6 of those. And then that piston, redstone. Oh, wow, it consumes them. What? That's incredible. Okay, well, that's fine. We've got plenty of redstone. We've got plenty of piston. So I'm not too concerned about it. But, wow, that's amazing. That's actually very expensive for your first steel rods. You could make the cost a little bit lower if you, let's see, pistons. If you went ahead and just went for one metal press initially. I'm not really concerned about it, but you could. If you just want to go for one metal press, put your rod plate in there, and then make your next 3 rods that way. Okay, so there's the pistons, there's the steel rods. Then we also need to get ourselves 3 steel ingots, or 6 steel ingots. And we'll get our steel scaffolding. So there's that. Of course, it's 2 pieces per metal press. And then we're also going to need to get conveyor belts. We need 2 per. So let's go ahead and craft these. And these are standard. You can either do rubber, then you can use iron and redstone. And 1 craft of this, and we're going to get plenty of these. And I guess I'm going to go with like 2 pieces of rubber, or 3 pieces of rubber, I mean. Because rubber is basically free for us at this point. I mean, leather is too, but rubber is very, very free. Okay, and then next up, we need a heavy engineering block. We need 4 of those and 4 redstone engineering blocks. Okay. So, redstone engineering blocks. I looked at these before. They're not terribly expensive. Constant tan, copper. I've got the copper plates. Then we are going to need to get the redstone gears. Let me get those. And there we go. 2 redstone gears. And then we are going to need to get constant tan ingots. And constant tan, we could make this in the alloy kiln, but we could also make it in the alloy furnace. So, might as well just make it in the alloy furnace. We're going to need nickel and copper, and that makes 2. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a half stack of nickel and a half stack of copper. And then we're also going to need to be able to power this. I don't know if I want to move it down here or leave it up there. I think I'm going to leave it up there, and we're going to make I can't remember which one of these. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay. Where we're going to put it is just going to be temporary, because this stuff, we're actually going to have a lot of the RTGs, but they're going to be within the power room. But for right now, let's go ahead and just craft up one of these. This is the top tier that produces 750 RF per tick, which is quite nice. And we got the end of the line advancement. We still haven't made the other 2 RTGs, but we've made that one. And we've made the plutonium one as well. So the alloy furnace, we'll just put it right here, and then I'm probably going to put just power cables that go off to the sides there. And then we'll drop in our nickel and our copper, and we'll get that running. And it's going to be able to make a few of them before it has to, to stop for a second. Okay, it's going to make 2 crafts. That's fine. I just need 8 of these. That's all I need. And then the rest is just going to be extra, because we are going to use some more constant tan within Immersive Engineering. So, okay, so there is our redstone engineering blocks. 4 of those. And then lastly, which that actually will complete a quest right here, once we make the blast furnace preheaters. But the last thing that we're going to need is the 4 heavy engineering blocks. And actually, since we've got all these materials, let's go ahead and just lay this out. And I'm going to, let's see, pull up that. And the redstone engineering block goes here, 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 and here. The scaffolding, here and here. Oops. There and there, there and there. There and there. Conveyors go here, here, here. there. The pistons go on top. We are going to make another batch of conveyors because we're going to use those. But for right now, this will be fine. Okay, and then we just need the heavy engineering block on top, and then we can form the metal press. So the heavy engineering block, this requires... Oh, wow. Seriously? We can't make a press? What is this? Do we really have to start mechanism to be able to make a heavy engineering block? Uranium plate, iron mechanical components, steel scaffolding. So I am going to need another, or actually I've got 4 of those. So we're good on those. And these craft 4 at a time, actually. Okay. Well, I mean, we could do this. I just didn't really want to start mechanism already. But I guess we have no other option. So let's pop over. Let's go grab the uranium. We need 4 pieces of that. It's the uranium-238. And to make this into... Let's see, this right here. I think we're going to have to melt it and then pour it as plates. It seems to be the only way that we're going to be able to use the 238 at the moment to do this. So, but luckily we have UU matter, so it melts quick. Let's go ahead and grab our plate press. I still need to get into Tinker.io. You know, I love that mod. I did a tutorial on it forever ago, back when it first came out, pretty much. But I still haven't used it on here. But the thing is, I mean, I don't really use the TC stuff that often, so I just haven't bothered with it. When I was actually using it a lot, I didn't have ice, and then I got ice, but now I'm not really using TC all that much, so I don't know. The iron mechanical components, definitely make those in the engineer's workbench. They're a little bit cheaper. We are going to need 2 of them, so 4 iron plates and 2 copper ingots. Okay, so we'll just drop those into there, and there is our 2 iron mechanical components. And now we need the reinforced alloy. I find it weird, like, because metal press is kind of like the big thing from from Immersive Engineering, but you can't do it without mechanism. Okay, so the Metallurgic Infuser, this thing is cheap. We're going to need to get a steel casing, which does require a reinforced blast brick. We've got those, and I could just use them, I guess. Alright, so the Metallurgic Infuser, 4 furnaces, 3 osmium ingots. External heater is copper coil blocks, LV coil, and then we're going to need copper wire, and we actually need 8 plates for this, which I've got that. Shears right there. Let's go ahead and cut this stuff down. This stuff's going to be a whole lot cheaper once we get the metal presses. So, and then we're going to need sticks, 2 sticks. And we're going to need I believe it's an iron ingot for this. If it's standard, it's iron ingot. I didn't look, but I think it's iron. There we go. And then the external heater, there's that. And that actually, I believe, completes a quest in here. I know there's a quest for the external heater. Okay, but it's way down there. We will get this stuff. This is kind of... This we will probably use just because UU matter is amazing for it. But this we're going to use for decor. These 3 things. These 3 things will make... I don't know how extensively we're going to use them. Maybe a little bit. But, this we probably won't use because nuclear craft, we've already done that. We've got it. It's way better. Okay, so the other thing that we need is the steel casing. This is reinforced blast brick, 4 osmium, and then 2 osmium blocks. Let me just grab a bunch of osmium. There's that. The steel mechanical components, that is 2 steel plates and copper in that table. Okay, so there's our steel mechanical components. And then steel casing, there's that. 2 of those. And then we need just the 4 furnaces, which I've got those down here. Quest complete, gate mechanism. What do you know? Let's take a look at that real quick. The mechanism gate, we get to choose between 8 speed or 8 energy, which I believe those are actually... Mechanism is crazy standard in this pack. It's actually kind of depressing because mechanism is so OP and it's so standard. Yeah, that's just standard. So do we want osmium dust or do we want gold dust? I'm going to take... I mean, they're all like day one crafts. So let's go ahead and just take the energy upgrades. There we go. And we'll probably just stick those into the Metallurgic Infuser here in just a second. Oh, and we got a Robot and a basic tier installer. What are all these rewards from? Because, like... Oh, okay, here it is. Yeah, that is standard. I didn't even notice that it had a tab there for more things. Okay, whatever. And Mechanism, the very first quest that we have is... Oh, right here. Mechanism Tier 2 Tech Mod with tons of content. It offers some of the fastest machines, blah, blah, blah. And we get a configurator. Which, actually, we were discussing the configurator because... Let's say you get a configurator and then... Okay, that pops. We were talking about the configurator because you need that for... You know, for the conduits. Because you can pull energy with Mechanism. And they give it to you, like, right out the gate. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. This pack is so geared toward Mechanism. It kind of makes me sick, honestly. I love the pack, but I really don't like the fact that Mechanism is as early as it is, because it's just way OP. Way OP. So anyways, Metallurgic Infuser. That is what we need. And we need to get ourselves just some furnaces. We're not going to be really doing Mechanism yet, because, like I said, I want to wait on it, because it's too strong to be this early in the pack, I think. There's that. And we'll get a quest complete, Metallurgic Infuser, and we'll get a loot chest. 4 blocks of lapis. I'd rather have just got no reward, because now I got to do this and that, and then break them down and all that mess. Alright, so our Metallurgic Infuser, and we are going to need to make the alloys with this, which they are, I'm pretty sure they're standard. I know at least this tier is, because it requires the diamond dust. The Enriched Alloy requires redstone with iron. Okay, so what we're going to need to do, let's get ourselves 2 pieces of redstone, 2 pieces of iron, and we are going to need 2 diamonds. And all of this stuff does get, like, way cheaper, like, very, very quick within Mechanism once you get up to the enrichment chamber, because you can get basically, like, 9 times output per diamond, per redstone, per coal, etc., per obsidian, all that stuff. Okay, and that's pretty much all that we need for the reinforced alloy. So what we'll do is we'll just drop this down and put it right here for right now. This is so janky looking, but it will get sorted. Alright, we'll drop our 2 redstone in there, our 2 iron, and it's going to start running. Let's go ahead and add our energy upgrades into this. It just makes it more efficient. Well, I don't really... I'm just going to hold on to those. Speed might have been better, maybe, but whatever. Okay, and then it's running the second one. Let's go ahead and put diamond in there. And basically it's going to take that diamond. It's going to make 20 diamond in that little bar there. Like 20 diamond material. And then we can take the enriched alloy, put it back through, and run it again. It does feel like it's slower than normal in this pack. But, I mean, speed upgrades with Mechanism are dirt cheap. And energy upgrades within Mechanism are dirt cheap. So... it doesn't really make much of a difference, I don't think. It's still OP. Alright, and then we'll run that together with the diamond. So once this is done, we'll be ready to craft our heavy engineering blocks. So I will be back here in just a second. Okay, that's done. So we'll go ahead and grab that. And then there's our heavy engineering blocks. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, and so then what we're going to do is we're going to take these, we're going to place them on top of the pistons. And then grab our engineer's hammer. There it is. And we're going to, let's see, we're going to shift right click. We're going to get our pistons facing down. And then right click. And there we go. The pressing matters advancement. Times 4. And then we can just take our presses, gear, rod, bullet casing, wire. And we'll just put these on. So rod goes there. No more expensive rods anymore. Gear, wire, and bullet casing. Of course, for our revolver. You may not need the bullet casing, but I'm going to use a revolver, and so I need the bullet casing one. Just because it's a whole lot cheaper making it that way than crafting. You don't have to have that, but it's a lot cheaper. Okay, so now what we're going to do I know it's getting close to wrapping up point, but we're just going to quickly wrap up some things. What we're going to do is we're going to make some wire coils, or some wires. And what we're going to need is, we'll just go with LV, I guess, will be fine. So LV, or do we want to go straight for MV? MV's cheap too. I tell you what, we'll just go straight for MV. So let's get ourselves, we're going to need some clay, some cooked clay. I think I've got some, or terracotta is the name of it now. But yeah, I've got some terracotta right here. And we want to get MV wire connectors. And actually I'm going to need more. I'm going to need 5 of them. And then we're also going to want MV wire relays. And let me get that. MV wire connectors. There we go. And then we are also going to want to get some MV wire, which is electrum wire. We're going to just go with this method here through the plate press, because we can do that now. So let's pop up here. We're going to have to make an alloy just really quick. And that is electrum. So dump that into there. Get that running. You'll notice it's not even draining the power off of this. Constantan did, because it uses a little bit more power to craft, but depending on the alloy, not all of them are actually going to cost very much RF per tick to make. And what we're going to do is, we're just going to put this on top of the wire press, which I think is this one, right? We're going to have to label these and stuff. We're just going to put that right there. That's got power now. And if we take our electrum, watch how fast this is in this pipe. It's a lot faster than normal. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this stuff and we're going to wrap it around a stick, and we can get ourselves our MV wire coil. And then this stuff, the extras that I'm making right now, I'm probably just going to have those. Well, I guess, I know I'm going to need some MV, some electrum wire blocks. So we'll just do that. There's 40. We should be good on MV wire for a bit. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take our wire connector. Let's pull off this RTG. And this is also not going to stay here long term, but for right now this will be fine. Let's pull that up. Let's put the RTG right there. Wire connector setting there. Actually, well, actually that's right there's good. Okay, so wire connector setting there, and then we're going to have wire connector, wire connector, wire connector, wire connector, and then we're going to bring this back to a relay. It's sitting like right back here. What we'll do is we'll just connect the relay up with the wire connectors. And we got the birds on a wire advancement. And then all we have to do is just connect this back. There we go. And that's pretty much connected up. Everything has power now. You can see it's generating, it's getting power built up in the metal presses. And so then what I want to do is, let's go ahead and just set up the in and outputs for this. And so what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make some conveyors again. Just one more batch of conveyors. Alright, so what we're going to do, these metal presses, the only one that takes more than one of an item, like more than one ingot per craft, is the gears. So what we're going to do with the gears is we're going to have the conveyor belt come out like that, hopper setting on top of it. Okay, and then the rest of these we can just do hopper, and then right back here, hopper, hopper. Okay. And then we'll put a chest on top of these just so we have more storage. You know, if we want to add in a bunch of items at once, we can. Oh, yeah. I didn't insulate these. You can insulate them. I'm notoriously known for not insulating because I don't think it's that pivotal. But, because as long as you keep your wires cleaned up and don't just make a big mess, you're not going to have any issues. But I know some people love insulating stuff. I just don't. Okay, so we'll move the hopper back to there and put the chest right there. That'll work. Okay, so, and then I'm going to have to put labels on this. That's fine. And so then if we want to craft something, we can just dump it in the chest back there, and it'll craft. Okay, and so then what we're going to do is, let's actually use this cobblestone for just a minute. And we're going to place this out like that. And we're going to put our conveyor belt like that. And have it run over towards the middle, this, and run over towards the middle. And then right here, we're going to put a small storage crate. We're going to craft ourselves an iron trap door. and make ourselves a dropping conveyor belt. So we'll do like that. And no item should get thrown out in front of it. So that should be fine. Then we'll just pull this up for now. Now eventually this is all going to be automated with AE2. So the stuff goes in the chest and gets made. And right now you kind of have to watch out for magnets. We will fix that once we get a little bit into Britannia. So, okay, so last thing I want to do this episode. I know it's running a little bit late, but this won't take but a second. I want to go ahead and get the blast furnace preheaters. So we're going to need some iron sheet metal, external heater. We've already crafted the copper coil block, so give me just a second. They want us to get 2 of these for the quest, and that way we can just complete a few quests here at the end. So give me just a second to get those pieces together, and then we will knock out those 2. And really quick, I almost forgot to show you guys that hardened casing that we scanned. It's 18 millibuckets per hardened casing. So we'll go ahead and grab that. And there we go. We can make those for 18 millibuckets, which is pretty cheap, in truth. Okay, so let me pull off the ring of magnetization for just a minute. And I want to show you... These really need labels. These really need labels so bad. Actually, it's kind of hard to reach these at the moment, too. But like I said, it's going to be automated pretty quick. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and throw copper into there. And it's going to start running. It's going to start creating copper wire. And you can see it gets pulled over and dumped into there. It kind of looks like it's going to fall off at one point, but it doesn't. The dropping conveyor belt basically just sends the stuff into inventories below it. You know, it works like a hopper does. Okay, so just really quickly, there's our 2 copper coil blocks. There is our 2 more external heaters. And then we need the iron sheet metal. So there's that. And then 2 blast furnace preheaters. And quest complete, improved blast furnace. Yay! And we'll go ahead and turn that quest in, and we'll grab our loot chest. There we go. And then 1 more quest. Redstone engineering block. Loot chest. There we go. And then once we do the light engineering block, we should get the heavy engineering block quest done. And then this stuff, I don't even know if we'll even use that. So let's see what we got in our loot chests. We got 8 speed upgrades. Haha. And we got 64 andesite. Alright, cool. That's going in the trash can. I don't even feel like chiseling it. And so that means Immersive Engineering, that's how many quests we've got done. Now, like I said, this one we've already done. We just have to do this one. These 2 will make them for the quest, but I actually don't really have any use for them because we're not going to be using heavy Immersive Engineering for power. Because we did that in SevTech, you know, it's time to take a break from Immersive Engineering power. This section here is going to be decor. This we're probably not going to use, but we'll make it. This we're not going to use, but we'll make it. This we will probably use some just for fun. These we might use a little bit. And this, I guess. We probably won't really use that either, but we'll see. So, I mean, really, Immersive Engineering, it's mostly cleanup at this point. You know, the main multi-blocks that we're going to use are going to be the metal presses, and we'll probably set up an arc furnace and crusher because we can. We also might set up a lightning rod because we can. But that's probably going to be the main ones that we're going to use. Immersive Engineering, like I said, Immersive Engineering is going to be quick because we knocked out the majority of it this episode. So, especially already having steel, it's quick to just roll right through that stuff. So, anyways, next episode, I know it's wrapping up point for this episode. Next episode, what we're going to do is we are going to get into something different. Something different. So, it's going to be a surprise. So we'll dive into that next episode, and we'll spin an episode on that. After that, we're going to switch gears. We're going to go into magic. We're going to start into Thaumcraft, and possibly even go ahead and push on into Britannia pretty quick. Maybe not next, you know, that episode, but maybe one of the episodes following, because it's really quick in this pack to unlock Britannia. It really doesn't take very long at all, so we may go ahead and push into that. That way I can do the lighting down in the garden area, which will mean that we'll have Thaumcraft, Britannia, Astral Sorcery on the table, and technically we could get Blood Magic on the table too and just have all 4 of them going, if we wanted to. Because I know that the magic mod, you kind of hop around a little bit within this pack. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.